For whatever reason, we think we need to live in a home with a basement. Like, where else would we put our washer and dryer? Where would we put our hot water heater, maybe an extra refrigerator? All that clutter in the house that we don't want to have upstairs, we keep in our basements. And then this happens. Basements flood. Not every basement, but a lot of basements flood. So that begs the question, do we really even need basements?
Personally speaking, I've seen enough damage through my career that I am not a big fan of basements. I find the risk far outweighs the advantage of that square footage. And for me, and anybody that I advise, I would say stay above the ground if possible.
Now, the recent rainfalls are keeping remediation guys like Peter Keefe here at First On Site busy. Keefe's company has hundreds and hundreds of homeowners still waiting for him to send a team in to dry out and then rebuild their basements.
Over the years, we've seen many homes, many streets revisited repeatedly when you get some of these extreme weather systems roll through.
But as bad as things are now, when it comes to extreme weather, things are really only going to get worse.
Extreme weather events are going to get more extreme.
Now, our friend Blair Feltmate points out that there are now 1.5 million homeowners in this country who cannot get home insurance because of more recent basement flooding. Now, Blair is the head of an organization called the Intact Center on Climate Adaptation at the University of Waterloo. And that 1.5 million, that number has spiked just within the past 2 years alone. And those who can get insurance are paying up to 25% more for it. And Blair says, look, if we wait around for municipal and provincial governments to change building codes and building standards that would require new remediation efforts, to keep our basements dry, we'd be waiting forever. He says what we got to do, new homeowners and contractors, is to just start doing it on our own.
Think of it as an investment in equity, because when you go to sell that home, increasingly so, people aren't just going to be asking about granite countertops in the kitchen. They're going to be talking about flood vulnerability.
So yeah, who really cares about your countertop or any of those features upstairs if your basement is prone to regular flooding during every heavy rainfall? And the thing is with basements, maybe your basement didn't even flood. But the thing is, it may in the future.
Despite all that you've seen in the media in recent years about flooding, wildfire, and extreme heat being problematic, it is going to be more problematic going forward, guaranteed 100%. So we need to prepare.
So that means an investment to keep spaces like this one dry. Maybe it's something as simple as a sump pump, which a lot of people use anyway. Maybe in the future when you're building your basement, you put the windows above grade, not at ground level, to keep the water out. Keep those windows extremely watertight. You can wrap your foundation in a material that protects it, keeps the water out. Maybe even think of putting a berm in your backyard to protect your entire house from the water. The point is, when you're building your house, think about this. Don't build your house in such a way that a third of it is in a deep, dark, damp hole. Preston Mulligan, CBC News, Halifax.